My name is Victoria Montez. I've made 2 videos so far on fighting thyroid cancer with diet and nutrition. And today I wanted to talk a little bit about another aspect of thyroid cancer, and that's fear and lack of faith. Everybody who's had cancer is going to listen to a doctor and going to be told they need to have this done or they need to have that done. And it can create a lot of fear, and a lot of people will just go ahead and do whatever the doctor says, even though doctors don't have a lot of training in nutrition. I've done a lot of research, as you can tell by the other videos, and I realized that I have Epstein-Barr virus. I had, doctors never told me this. I had Meniere's disease 21 or 22 years ago. I was diagnosed with thyroid cancer August 22nd. I know I said 24th in the last video, but you know, I'm in front of a camera, so I get nervous and I don't have any cue cards, so there you go. So now I went on a hunch reading this book right here. This is called The Medical Medium. It's by Anthony Williams, and I went and read about Epstein-Barr because my good friend told me that I have Epstein-Barr virus, and it said that Meniere's disease and thyroid cancer are like Meniere's disease. It happens like you have this junk in your thyroid, and that's where the cancer will go to, where the junk is, right? So this book gives you a diet on how to cure that, and it's plant-based diet, and there's a lot of things you can't eat. Like I could recap, it's vegan, gluten-free, soy-free, corn-free, with all the GMO products, and I did say soy. Okay, so I'm good. Now. I got tested for Epstein-Barr virus. The doctor didn't tell me to get tested, but I decided to get tested to see if I had it. And sure enough, after 2 weeks of being on the diet, my body was swimming in Epstein-Barr virus antibodies, which means that my body is starting to fight this. I mean, maybe it hadn't been, maybe it was dormant, maybe it was too much for it to handle. But when I started going on diet and adding into my diet things that were going to help my body fight it, suddenly all these Epstein-Barr virus. The doctor said that it looked like I had had the Epstein-Barr virus recently. No, I've had it for 22 years. So basically my body's just starting to fight it. Another thing I'd like to add to this is alkaline water. People have been talking about alkaline water for a while. Alkaline water, you want to keep your system not acidic. So alkaline water is something I introduced into my diet yesterday. Okay, I'm going to try to drink 3 glasses of this. It's $3 at Albertsons, and I probably drink one of these a day. So that's $3 extra I'm adding on to the $200 I spend on supplements. But you know what? That's good. I also was worried because lemon. I drink lemon balm tea, and here's lemon balm tea. It's supposed to be, sorry, I turned off the light. This is, no, that's nettle leaf. Lemon balm tea is the tea right here. This is lemon balm, and lemon balm is supposed to be very healing for you as well. So basically, I drink lemon balm, and I squeeze 2 lemons into the lemon balm tea. But lemons are acidic, so I was kind of worried what was going on. But Anthony Williams' book says that, you know, lemon and water in the morning, if you drink it half an hour before you eat anything, it detoxes the liver. So now I've decided, I was drinking lemon balm tea all day long. Now I've decided to drink 1 in the morning because I do need that for my calcium and my vitamin D, because they said I was low on vitamin D. And I decided to put calcium because calcium helps put up walls in your thyroid against the cancer cells. So basically, but you have to do it with a citric acid type of thing. So what I did was I squeezed 2 lemons in my tea for the day, and then I drink that, and I have the vitamin B and calcium supplement in the morning, and I have it at night. So basically, those are the things I wanted to add to this. Now, there's some things that get very scary and very muddy out there, and you're not really sure what to do and what not to do. Most salad dressings you get will have soy in them. But who wants to eat a lot of salad without a salad dressing? Come on, that's just like eating grass, right? So I researched, and I came up with a salad dressing that had apple cider vinegar. Well, I looked at what Anthony Williams says about vinegar, and he says that you should not eat fermented food. This is what he says. Historically, fermented food was at a time when we had no refrigerators, and people would rot the food, and then they would eat it later in the winter when they had nothing to eat. It was a survival mechanism when they didn't have grocery stores. But fermented food produces bacteria that feeds off of dead things. not living things, like living fruits and vegetables, okay? So sauerkraut and kabachi teas and all those things, they're actually counterproductive. They don't do a lot of harm because our body will kill the hydrochloric acid in our stomach, will kill them. But you're introducing into your body, even with vinegars, you're introducing into your body things that were meant to kill dead things. Why would you want to do that in your body, right? But I was like depressed then because I'm like, all the dressings I could find have apple cider vinegar in them. Well, he says that it's not a terrible thing to do. It's not a terrible thing. It's not going to hurt you. So having a little salad dressing with apple cider vinegar is okay, but make sure it's apple cider vinegar with the mother in it because that's living. So don't do any of the white vinegars or any of that. Keep away from them. You can clean with them. That's a good thing to do. Don't clean with toxic products, but stay away from them as far as, so you get mixed information and you say, am I doing the right thing? You know, maybe I'm hurting myself. I went and got a pedicure and I was scared. Oh no, I smelled toxins. Oh no, it's going to be in my body. And so you get really scared. And people will say, well, just have the stupid surgery. Why are you worrying about it? And you're thinking, I'm spending all this money, and if I don't have the surgery, because now it's October 15th, if I don't have the surgery before December, I'm going to have another $2,000 copay, right? And so I'm like, oh, I got to hurry up and do this. I got to hurry up and do this. One part of my mind is saying that. The other part of my mind is saying, you'll never forgive yourself if you don't try to heal this and save your thyroid. My thyroid level, my TSH level is 2. A good level to have, healthy level, 2.5 to 0.5. So I'm in the healthy level of producing hormones for my thyroid. My thyroid, despite this invader that I am convinced is no longer there, is working. So why would I want to take out a completely healthy thyroid? Well, you just have to take this thyroid medication. Well, to be honest with you, thyroid medication was discovered because of, this is what happened. If a person lost their eyesight, the doctor, medieval doctors, would grind up eyeballs from other animals and feed it to them because they figured an eye for an eye. If they had a sore throat, throats of animals. If they had a bad leg, a leg of an animal, okay? They grind this stuff up and give it to people. Well, nothing seemed to help except thyroid, and here's why. You take the thyroid of a pig, you grind it up and you make a medication for it. You give it to people who have thyroid. That thyroid of that pig is producing hormones that the human body produces. So it started helping people because it was the same thing. So people are like, it's not synthetic, it's not an issue, you know, why should you care? Well, my body is functioning perfectly well. So why wouldn't I care about taking out a perfectly healthy organ if I can save it? And I mean, it seems a little extravagant, and I'm not bad-mouthing anyone who decides to go the other way, but I don't want to be bad-mouthed for trying to save something. And that's what happens. There's a lot of bashing on what people should do because people have different opinions. So all of that can create a lot of stress in a person, and they can feel like, oh my gosh, what am I doing? What am I doing? And there are days when I want to cry. What am I doing? I go to a doctor's appointment, and I was crying the night before, trying to contact everybody. This doctor's going to say I shouldn't do this and this and that. And I did go to the doctor, and he said, okay, well, we found cancer in your left thyroid. There's a cyst. But we did the ultrasound, and we found a little spot on your right. So you should have the whole thing out. And I'm like, but do you know if it's thyroid in the right? No, there's no way to tell without a biopsy. Okay, well, that was October 10th. So it's like, okay, well, let's set up a biopsy. When do you have free? I do them Fridays, but I can't do them the next 2 weeks. I said, well, give me 5 weeks then. I'll wait for a whole month and still have time to try to work this out to see if there's thyroid in the right. He goes, if you find out there's thyroid in the right, are you going to choose to have the surgery? And I'm thinking, you know what? Maybe that's a time to give up. I'm not sure what I'm going to do at that time, but I'm convinced that this is going down. First of all, I used to touch it all the time and say, oh, you're well, you're well, you're well. But that was just a confirmation that it was there. And then mentally, you have to say, I'm cured. There's nothing there. I don't need to touch it. There is nothing there. I don't need to touch it. That is an affirmation in your body that you understand that it is healing, and you have confidence that it can do what it's supposed to do. Also, waking up every morning and saying, thank you, God, for a body that knows how to heal itself. Thank you, God, for a thyroid that's operating perfectly well. Thank you, God, for my health. And every night saying the same thing. Having faith in a higher power, having faith in things to come to you. Like, I believe that God sent friends to me that would help me. I believe that God sent me books and materials and research that would help me with this. And so why am I going to give up on something that I feel like all this help is coming for me right now, all this information and help, and why would I give up on something? So I feel like I'm not stupid. I'm not going to like, oh, cancer is growing, I'm gonna, not get it taken out. But I'm trying a different approach now, a more holistic approach. And let's consider this. If I had Meniere's disease 22 years ago and Epstein-Barr's in my body, where's it going to go next? Am I going to get rheumatoid arthritis when I get my thyroid out because the Epstein-Barr won't have anywhere to go, and so it'll go to another organ? And I've also noticed, I've always had ringing in my ear because of the Meniere's disease, ringing and stuffed up ear. My ear is starting to clear. Suddenly my ear is starting to clear. The Epstein-Barr virus is being attacked in my ear. Maybe my body needs to attack Epstein virus elsewhere before it gets to in the thyroid. Took a long time to get there. Maybe there's other parts of my body. I also noticed I had a little dot on the side of my eye. It was a little thing that looked like a little pimple, but it wasn't a pimple. It was clear, but it was always there. Now it broke open. It's never done that before. I've never squeezed it. Well, I tried to squeeze it. It's never done anything. So my body is trying to heal areas. So I'm going to try to give it time to heal the areas it needs to heal. And I am convinced that when I go for that biopsy, that there won't be a lump there. And the doctor will have to say, we don't see a cyst there anymore with the ultrasound. And we see that there's a significant smaller lump on your left side, so let's just wait and see. And at that time, I did ask him if I could wait till April, but at that time, I'll say, well, let's push it off a little further and let's see what happens. Maybe I can have another ultrasound. And so just, doctors won't believe you and they'll try to press you into, because they don't have the training, they don't have the experience, and to them, it's a real easy thing to do. I'm not saying they're money hungry or anything else, because I don't know. They have enough patients who want to do it this way. And if they want to do it that way, God bless them. I'm not saying anything against them. People have to treat themselves how they want to treat themselves. But me, I was supposed to have 4 surgeries in my life. Well, actually 5. I had one when I was little. It was oral surgery. I had shunt surgery. I had those surgeries. Then I got a root canal. Because when I was living overseas, I had to go to Singapore to get oral surgery, and they took out too much of the bone. I had impacted incisor, so it took up too much of the bone. And the dentist scared me by saying, oh no, any day you could bite into an apple and you might not have good insurance. So I went and had a root canal. I had no trouble with this tooth before that. It had recalcified. But then I get a root canal. And root canals can cause infection to get under your gum, under your lining of your thing, because it's a foreign object in your mouth. So I brush it with baking soda every day. But I had that surgery. It was completely unnecessary. Then somebody wanted to, when I had the Meniere's disease, I had shunt surgery. Then somebody wanted to say, hey, you have fibroid cysts in your uterus. You need to get it out. No, let's do ultrasounds and see if they're growing. Didn't need that surgery. Okay, you need to get a nerve cut to your brain because the Meniere's disease came back and I was dizzy a lot and with vertigo. Oh, you need to get that cut. No, actually that was a lot of praying at church. When I went into surgery, I asked them to pray for me. They prayed for me. That day I came in, I had the ringing in this ear. The surgeon started talking about my right ear. I said, it's my left ear. Or no, it's my left ear. It's my left ear. And he kept saying right ear. And so he pulled the whole surgical team aside and said, discrepancy in test. So I was saved from a surgery through prayer. I feel that was a miracle, honestly. I feel it was, God helping me out when I needed the help. Because I had gone to the people and I'd said, would you pray for me? I'm really scared about the surgery. I don't really want to have it, but my mom has come to stay with my kid and she's like, you better have this. I don't want you being sick anymore. And so, but I went there and I felt like, God intervened. The people at the church said, God's in the surgeon's hands too. So we'll pray for you for the right thing to happen. Not either way, just let it be God's way. And I felt like that was a message. So I got scraped from that surgery. So then there was knee surgery. Oh, your knee is bothering you? Have surgery. No, I went to a physical therapist. My knee is fine now. So this is a 4th surgery, and it's more serious. I understand, but you know what? I feel you have to affirm, I don't have cancer. I'm well. You have to pray and thank God every day for what you have, the health that you have, and be extremely grateful. And another thing is, I was telling people, well, I have a health issue, so I got to eat this way. Because I felt like I had to make an excuse for it. Because we do. We go out to a bar. I can't eat anything here because they don't have anything, and I can't drink alcohol, and I can't have the caffeinated tea you have, and I can't have the water you have unless you filter it. No, we don't filter it. Oh, well, I can't have anything here. Why? Why can't you have anything here? well, I have a health issue. Well, what health issue do you have? And then you have to say, I have cancer. And when you say I have cancer, you're confirming that you have cancer. So right now, I decided that instead of that, I was going to say, I have Epstein-Barr virus. I'm fighting Epstein-Barr virus. And if they ask what that is, I can tell them. But right now, you can't keep telling people. It's nice. People start treating you a little different when you say you have cancer. People are supportive because